This is Seven Dooms for Sandpoint, Chapter 3, Whistles in the Dark, Episode 29. You have all managed to find your way into the pit, navigating your way through the various halls, encountering a few gobos and dispatching them. You liberated a sickly hodag by the name of Cruncher that Millie has sort of incidentally adopted.
As sickly as a hodag can be. It's still quite fearsome.
You encountered a bunch of spiders and Lord Longfingers. I almost called him Daddy Longfingers.
Wow.
That's a whole other character. You encountered Lord Longfinger.
Whole different content warning.
Yes.
We're gonna have to go back.
While chasing a monarch butterfly, the symbol of Desna, whereupon Lumi claimed a relic. The first relic anybody in your party has come across. Specifically a star knife called the Monarch. You received warnings and a plea to kill the goblin witch Minargul, who you were warned controls the minds of the goblins by keeping their names under her hat on pieces of paper that she's written them down upon. You then decided, before heading off to deal with the witch, let's just see what's in this corridor. Let's see what's on the other side of this door. And that's when you discovered none other than Rip Nugget, who was, of all things, studying in this ancient Thessalonian library, along with 4 sin spawn creatures that were over 10,000 years old. You dispatched...
Surprisingly fragile.
Yeah. You dispatched them quickly, and you spent some time after that fight looting the room, looting the bodies, tending to your wounds, identifying some magical items that you've encountered. And after about 20 or 30 minutes, you heard a commotion back the way you came. You heard some vicious sounds, and then what sounded like a cry of alarm from Cruncher. And then you heard a knock at the door. And that's when the door was opened, and you were greeted by none other than Minargul, who introduced herself to you all and has confidently walked into this room and has declared that you must prepare to explain how you will proclaim your fealty to her, and then she asked you, "What are your names?" As the other goblins, who I have moved into position now on the map, the other goblins have all moved into position, nervously looking at all of you as they form a circle around and behind her. And she is looking, probably in part because you're the closest, but also because you are the closest in height.
Jesus, is one of them named Cheese?
They are named Little Pimple, Rooster, Butt Nugget, Mackin, and Cheese.
I love the goblin names more than I love most things about this campaign. I'm gonna say it. I mean, not that this campaign isn't wonderful, but the goblin names, holy shit. That's my favorite.
Listen, I got tired of Goblin 1, Goblin 2, Goblin 3,
Yeah, no,
so...
cheese is way better. Remarkable. Oh my god. I have out my sword, and I'm looking around slightly nervously.
It is Minargul who is looking to Lumi, being the closest and the closest to your size. She takes a step back and she kind of moves over to this chair, spinning it around the chair at Rip Nugget's desk, and she kind of just drops into it, reclining one leg over an arm of the chair. You see as she settles into the chair that the little bat that is perched on top of the skull that she wears as a hat sort of shifts a little bit and makes a sort of whistling, chirping sound. And she holds her sickle to her side, and as she reclines in this chair, she reaches around her neck, and you see her pull out from inside her tattered robes what looks like a dirty brass key, and she just starts using it to pick at her teeth. Picking at, as you see, like the rest of the whistle fangs, she has holes that have been drilled into several of her teeth, and she's just using the key to pick at her teeth as she says, "I believe I asked you a question. What are your names that Minargul might honor these heroes of the pit?"
I have a question for you, Jake.
Yes.
First off, a note/reminder question. We had been told that Minargul keeps the names of the goblins in her hat, correct?
That is correct.
Okay, and she's wearing her hat right now?
She is wearing what would pass for a hat, which is the skull,
Mm-hmm.
yes.
She's wearing headwear.
Yeah. Does she like have anything in her hands? Like she's producing some kind of like written paper or anything? Because I remember she was like, "Let us discuss the fealty" or whatever, and went over to the desk.
She has turned the chair around so that her back is to the desk. She reclines in the chair, and the only things in her hands are, in her right hand is, she still holds her sickle.
Oh, yeah, sickle.
And in her left hand is this brass key that she's picking her teeth with.
Lumi will approach a little bit.
You see the goblins. They kind of stiffen up a little bit, but they kind of are looking nervously from you to Minargul to you, and they're clutching their weapons closely.
And she will simply say, "You can call me Lumi."
Lumi. Not as disgusting of a name as I would have hoped for.
What does she do when Lumi tells her name?
Nothing.
Nothing. She just doesn't write it down and put it in her hat.
Pardon me if I'm being too untoward, Minargul. And Lumi's like kind of like looking over her shoulder a little bit, just making sure that her companions are like listening in and like focused, whatever. And her tail betrays her emotions of nervousness. But she's like, not to be too untoward, but I had heard from elsewhere in this place that you like to keep everyone's names written down as a way of keeping order of things, and It's good to keep an order of things, I think. I really like writing things down. In fact, sometimes people think that I write too much, and so I got a little bit self-conscious about it. So I stopped like writing that prolifically. But I really want to again, but it's been a while since I've really had the opportunity to write. Because as we've kind of been exploring and out and about, I really miss my bedroom.
Minargul, before you finish that sentence, suddenly arches her back across this chair and just goes, I'm bored. You talk too much. Maybe you should write more. Who said that I write? You said that you heard this elsewhere in the dungeon. Who said this?
It might have been from that pale gentleman that we met in that one room.
Oh yeah, that really tall, long-handed gentleman of a monster that spoke really highly of you.
She sits up suddenly and leans forward in the chair, her feet now sort of dangling over the edge. You've met Lord Longfingers?
Oh yes, quite so.
And you
His
stand
fingers were
here
quite long.
before Minargul? Unscathed? Were there perhaps
we're
more of your
five,
numbers?
not 4.
Were there perhaps more of your numbers that Lord Longfingers took as payment? He does like his juicy meat treats.
Oh, heavens no, but he did tell us about the deal that you have with him and that you hadn't fed him in some time. That's too bad.
It was not by choice. Judging by the bodies in the other room, you came across the others.
More like they came across us, to be honest.
Gerlunk and his minions. But Gerlunk barely had a brain between his ears. Did you perhaps talk to Tunch? You know him. He has a disgusting creature he calls sausage with him.
Velynia is watching all this with like bated breath, wondering how much Lumi is going to give away here. Like, how is she going to play this?
I think if I had seen a nasty creature called Sausage, I would know, wouldn't I? And she will try to lie.
Oh, Velynia is proud. Well, we'll see. We'll see how good a lie it is.
What? What is this? What did she say the name was? It was like Tunkel or something?
Tunch.
Tunch. What is this Tunch figure like? Should we avoid him? Do you not like him?
I would like you to make a deception check to lie.
Ooh,
I'm gonna 21
that's pretty good.
21.
versus Will, I believe.
Let me see.
It's the deceive
Yep.
action.
Velynia admires that you're not like over embellishing this lie. Like you're not doing too much. It's perfect.
Yeah, she's trying to just like spin it. Yeah, the lie action.
Minargul,
Perception DC.
you got a 21, you said?
Yeah.
Minargul leans heavily on her staff, and you see all of the goblin, I almost said dragons. You see all of the dragons, all of the goblins look to her expectantly. And holding onto her staff, she slides out of the chair. And she crosses the space to you, Lumi.
Mm-hmm. Lumi does not retreat backwards. She stands there, proud as ever.
She takes
engaging in diplomatic relations.
You see her take that dirty brass key, giving one last twist, looking at it, and then just letting it drop to hang around her neck. She breathes out heavily towards you, her breath whistling between the holes in her fang, creating just a low, subtle duotone. And all of the goblins behind her, they actually relax a little bit at the sound of this tone. I don't know why. You dance around the truth, little one.
I noticed that she's like...
You did not beat her DC.
Yeah, as I interrupt her as I see her that she's calling my bluff. I say, "Oh, watch out! Don't step in that!" And point down to something at her feet, in an attempt to distract her, so that in my other hand I can grab the skull hat that's on top of her head and yank it off of her head.
Oh my god, so brave!
To steal her hat.
Okay, what is the make a distraction? Is deception
as well. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Create a diversion.
So
even trying to feint, maybe even too.
Again,
to steal her hat.
Go ahead and attempt a create a diversion first.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That's just going to be deception versus perception DC. It's going to be a 27 deception versus perception.
Okay, so 27.
27 versus her DC.
That is a success.
Mm-hmm.
As she suddenly, involuntarily, she doesn't like take a step back. She does sort of the hot foot dance, like expecting that she's standing in something dangerous. And she tilts her head down, and you're looking right at both this sort of elongated skull of a as yet unidentified creature, and the bat that is perched on the hat. So you have succeeded. So now,
I'm trying to snatch the skull hat off of her head as she's like looking down, like, because I imagine that there's still like the sin spawn bodies, right? So I kind of pretend, I trick you to think she's about to step in some.
Yes, there are still sin spawn bodies kind of in this area.
And then I try to grab.
Let's see. There's no sleight of hand.
Don't it be a thievery? Thievery is palming an object or stealing.
Yeah, I think that's gonna do it. She's gonna have you're gonna have a +2 circumstance bonus.
Ooh, cool.
For the successful distraction.
Using thievery.
And that will be versus her reflex.
Ooh.
Easy.
Let's go.
31 thievery.
31. 31 is a critical success.
Oh my god, you have your way with that hat. Let's go.
But are the papers in there?
I swipe the hat, and in that motion, I will toss it behind me over to my companions, like kind of lobbing it down in the center here.
It's like a bride throwing the bouquet.
Field it.
We're all like,
I will field it.
Do it.
Are there?
So it's just so that they can deal with the hat, basically, as I stand.
I need Icselo. I'm going to need Icselo to make a reflex check.
And remember that we have dice, just in case.
77 of them.
7 of them.
My reflex is +11, so 24.
It's pretty damn good.
Yeah, so this is... I almost picture this like if anybody's seen the Now You See Me movies, the magic movies. There's a couple of them where I think it might be in the second one where they're moving
like a security card.
Yeah, they're moving the security card, palming it and flicking it. And it's kind of this. Because you critically succeeded,
Said hut.
I'm gonna say that what happens is that the bat, as you yank this hat, the bat, it's like pulling a tablecloth out from under a table. The bat sort of stays in the air and settles down onto Minargul's head, grabbing hold of the skin and hairs up there, and you grab the skull and you flick it back to Icselo, and Minargul looks down, and in the process of trying not to step in the imaginary thing, ends up slipping and sliding in the gore from the sin spawn. And there's this this whole scene is just a bunch of hullabaloo as the goblins are panicking and and it ends with Minargul wiping her feet on the front and sides of a couple other goblins, probably mac and cheese, as she tries to get this gore off her feet, and then she quickly jumps back into the chair so that her feet aren't on the floor, barks something in Goblin to the 5 goblins, and they're going to spend the next few minutes dragging the sin spawn bodies over to this other pile of bodies. So I'm going to move them all essentially over here, except for Lil Pimple, who is going to stay with Minargul. Minargul does not know that you have taken her hat.
Oh.
You critically
So fast I
succeeded.
swiped it. Oh my goodness.
You critically succeeded at that. And because, as you realize when you grab it, this is an old skull. It's relatively light. And yeah, she just doesn't notice it. So,
I will be tiptoeing back to my companions.
Millie slides over down to Icselo and looks at the hat. Are there papers inside the hat, Jacob?
no.
I think that was all bullshit. I think that was superstitious
are they
nonsense.
scrawled inside the bones? Like inside the bones of the hat?
This-
This
I have it-
isn't mind control.
I have it in
This
my
is just
hand.
a cult.
Can I just like take a quick look at it?
Yeah, go ahead and make a perception check.
Perception is +9. Not good. 13. Looks like a skull to me.
It's a skull. You see that there are. Did I share the picture of Minargul with you guys? I don't remember.
We can see her token, but I don't think we ever got the picture.
Whoops! I just realized I moved Minargul over to body duty. Yeah, I mean that's basically, if you zoom way in, it's pretty high res. The skull has some what looks like might be like painted markings on it, but are more likely dried blood. It looks like it's been held together with fragments and straps, and there's some additional decorations and extra teeth that have been added to it. Across the top, you can see that there's a bunch of scratch marks, probably where the bat spends its time, and the whole backside of the skull is just dripping with bat guano.
Ew.
So, tell me, does anybody here... Let me ask this question. I should have this information, and I don't.
Nobody speaks Goblin.
Nope, it's not Goblin.
Oh.
What languages do each of you speak? Real quick.
Dwarvish.
Common,
Dwarvish and
Elven,
common.
Gnomish, Dwarvish.
Wow, what a polyglot. I'm only common in Thessalonian.
Quite the polyglot.
Common and TM.
I always take the big four thinking it's going to be like the most common, and it's never fucking those. It's always like dark speak or something.
Icselo, did you not choose languages?
I think I only have common.
That's fair. I mean,
Yeah,
he's
the
never been
American of
outside
the
the
group.
city.
So
Yeah, right.
I'm going to
Listen
say,
here.
because we didn't really cover this, Baron, but given your background,
You get a wild card.
I'm going to say that you do know Varisian, which is sort of the regionally native language. It was spoken primarily by the inhabitants of this land before the Mercantile League came in and set up shop. And there are still some Varisians in the area that speak this. But it's also used by other groups. And that is why, Icselo, you are the only one that understands Minargul, when the others of you hear her speak in this other language. You hear, "Tell me, heroes of the pit, what tidings do you bring from he whose breath means death?"
Who dat?
And
Daddy.
Icselo,
Daddy.
he whose breath means death, is a pseudonym that you know.
Who is it?
I'm gonna PM you just to make sure there's no
Oh.
confusion.
Did you
Hey,
just
well,
say you
Jake's
were going
sending
to
us
pee
stuff.
on him?
Yes.
That's also what I
consent.
heard.
What?
Be on him.
Also what I heard.
I consent.
PM?
Okay,
Private message. Hey, while Jake is sending secret messages and maybe peeing, check us out on redbubble.com. At redbubble.com, we got all kinds of great logos, and you can get them on t-shirts, tank tops, hoodies, mugs, stickers, postcards, pillows, and all kinds of other cool stuff. There's almost always a deal at redbubble.com, especially if it's your first time shopping. So check us out today at redbubble.com. Just search Mini Terrain Domain.
All right. Okay. So, yeah, that is correct. So yeah, she says this, and she's looking around the room at all of you. And I would say probably some of you, just based on the fact that you live in the region, you would probably recognize the language that's being spoken.
Pablo.
Kind of like you would understand if somebody was speaking Spanish or if they were speaking German, even if you don't understand it. Do you give any sign that you understand this, or that you, or do you respond in any way, Icselo?
I think I would at first look to Lumi. She had been fielding the questions prior, just to see if there's like any inclination that she's going to continue. I don't think Icselo fully understands Lumi's capabilities, so I think he's kind of just like, "Are you going to say something?" Not saying that out loud, but just kind of looking, fielding the room. If no one answers, I will answer. Can you repeat her question, please?
What
Who was the
tidings do
speaker?
you bring of
Who was the speaker on this?
Oh yeah, she says, "What tidings?" Or actually, what she says in full is, "Tell me, heroes of the pit, what tidings do you bring from he whose breath means death?"
Just above the table to the party. We don't have any associations with this name, correct? We just... we are not bringing tidings of this individual.
No
We have-
idea who that is.
It would really help if we knew who you were talking about.
I would say, in the same language, the only tidings of he whose breath means death is the statue we've seen at the door.
Oh, was it that fucking Frankenstein thing?
The horse.
Oh, yeah.
Surprised to see you speaking up. First, before you speak up, do you hide the skull?
I would have handed it to Millie. Here you go, Millie.
Mom, can you hold this for us, please?
And I think I would have kind of like
Shoved it in her
maybe
apron somewhere.
stepped in front
She's holding
and,
it
like,
behind her back.
I think I would have like sidestepped, handed Millie the skull, and then like kind of walked up and then maybe put a hand on Lumi's shoulder to like back her up in this conversation to keep the attention on me and not Millie. If I was
Lumi
doing
jumps a
sleight of
little
hand.
bit from the touch. She's like, "Oh, wasn't expecting to be that touched." Gets startled.
So,
Go ahead.
you are... This she's saying in common. So, it seems you do not yet know how you are being used. Heralds, perhaps. You see, I have prayed for some time to the devil himself to send some sort of rescue, some sort of help, ever since the ones that we thought would be our allies, the devil's disciples, they moved in, but soon crowded us out of our home down below, pushing us up here. And no sooner than we began to settle into this place than Rip Nugget showed up. And I knew ever since he arrived, he was trouble. I could smell it on him. Why, he barely set fire to our old leader, Shrilltooth. And she kind of motions out the way you came to the throne where the burnt corpse still sits.
Oh.
Before he had swayed all of the whistle fangs to listen to him, save for these loyal few. So I have been praying to the devil himself to send aid. And it appears he has sent the most unlikely aid of all. You!
So Jake, as hopefully she's distracted by Icselo and Lumi now, I want to try to slip out it back to where we came, and I want to see if Cruncher is dead.
If Cruncher's dead, I'll kill everybody in this room.
Yeah. Oh, I'm killing everybody, and then Cari is quitting the game.
Cari
but,
rage quits the game.
Yeah. Fuck this. I'm out. So
so
I got
you-
a 26 stealth check to sneak out of the room without being seen.
That is a success.
Okay. So I just kind of slowly slip back down this hallway, listening for other goblins coming from this way. And I kind of go back into this main common chamber to see if there's any malarkey with Cruncher.
Well, as you head down into that area, I need to move the... Whoops. Why does it do that? Interact. Okay, there we go. I will follow you with this map on stream. You see that Cruncher is back in her corner. And there is a half of a dead goblin. You do see that there is what looks like that particular goblin's weapon may have wounded her slightly. but the goblin's weapon is broken and the goblin is dead, and half of the goblin sits before her where
Hey, Jacob,
she is snoozing quietly.
which half is left, the dingle or the berry?
My God, phenomenal
Yes.
question.
Uh,
Okay. But she looks otherwise unharmed, like she's pretty just happily munching away on Dingleberry.
yeah, looking at this scene, you can definitely get the sense that when the goblins came into this area, they were quite surprised to find Cruncher there.
Okay.
Dingleberry may have hastily acted to attack.
Dumbass.
Was
Classic Dingleberry.
bitten in half, while the other goblins made haste to get up to where you were, and satisfied and still resting, tired enough and full enough that she didn't eat the full goblin. She's otherwise doing just fine.
Great. I go back up towards my friends, and I try to slip back. Do I have to make another stealth check to slip back in?
Yes,
Or
you
we
do.
Count this as the same. God damn it.
Leaving a room is one thing, entering the room is the other.
Does she get like a little bit of a bonus because Millie's standing right in front of the fucking door?
Yeah, I'll give you a
Definitely
+2.
Re-rolling that. Okay, I'm re-rolling it still because it was so bad. That's much better. +2 plus my stealth. It's a 31 to sneak back into the room unseen.
31 is exactly a critical success.
Zoop. I sneak back in, and because it's a critical, I think I say to Millie, I'm like, all is clear on the giant reptile front.
Minargul has no idea you ever left the room.
Great.
That's how good you were.
I think, Velynia, when you come back, you'd overhear Lumi continuing the conversation with Minargul, where Lumi would be replying to Minargul when she's talking about like Rip Nugget and his nasty business, and Lumi would be like, "Do you know why he came here? Do you know what he was looking for?" As she is further trying to get as much information as she can with leading questions.
Yes.
From Mrs. Minargul.
I don't know what Rip Nugget wanted. Least of all, why he wanted anything to do with these. And she holds up one of the books as if she's holding up a dirty diaper.
Oh, be careful, be careful. Put that back down. Put that down. Put that down. Lumi says protectively of the books.
She lets go of it, and it just drops unceremoniously onto the table. Rip Nugget holed himself up in this chamber. It would have nothing to do with us. She looks around the room again, and she looks to where the other goblins are finishing up dragging the sin spawn into a pile on that platform to the far right. And she looks back around the room and she says, "Where is Rip Nugget's body? I do not see it among the dead."
It's over there. And she'll point to the corner where the little, like, dusty silhouette of Rip Nugget would be against, like, that bookshelf in the against the wall.
Yeah, because as a reminder, Rip Nugget was completely immolated.
Yeah, right. Body is a generous term.
In holy butterfly fire.
Yes.
And Rip Nugget hops down off the chair and walks over here, and she is going to...
Minargul,
You mean Minargul?
Minargul. Minargul.
Rip Nugget ain't doing any hopping.
Minargul is going to make a check. I can't remember.
While her back is turned to the group, Lumi whips around to the
Brute.
four of us and says, and whispers to us, What are we doing? What do we do?"
Oh my god, I was kind of following Lumi's lead this whole time.
If I recall correctly,
Lumi's been bullshitting this. Been
So
We're
proud of
already
you.
entire
Convincingly. Sorry, go ahead.
pretty messed up, right? Like, we're not
bad.
healthy.
The only one who's missing hit points is you, because I didn't get to you in time.
I mean more like spell slots and the like.
Oh, we're good. We're good.
We're fine.
We're good on spells.
Light 'em up, light 'em
Yeah,
up.
I say. I kind of like.
They might be able to.
You just give me the signal.
I mean,
They're talking about the disciples. What's going on?
that is true. We have no idea who I don't know who they are.
Velynia's looking
I can
concerned
keep-
at them.
I can keep talking and vamp. It's called vamping, right? When you talk
Yeah.
on and on and on. I can keep
what
vamping,
is it?
not like the pointy teeth, but like it's a term it'll catch on in the future.
Oh, keep going,
I
Lumi. You're
okay.
doing great.
No, we're getting
fucking-
timed.
Yeah, I attack.
What?
I have my sword
Oh,
out
God.
already.
Wah!
What?
Well,
I panicked. No, I don't. That's
Okay.
stupid. No, but I
so-
do step forward and I have.
I
my
was
sword in my-
counting down, not
What
to
do you mean,
paranoia you into attack,
Well, okay.
because there's a limit to how long she's going to be turned around looking at this body.
Oh, Jesus.
Sorry, I wasn't trying to bait you into an attack.
Well, that's
I attack.
bullshit. Yes, you were.
No.
You played with me long enough. You know what was going
As
to
the
happen.
countdown ends, Lumi will whip back around to look at Minargul.
Minargul
As if
turns
she's-
around to face you and just
Mhm.
kind of nodding like, interesting.
Tell me more about these. You're talking about how your home was taken from you by these disciples. What are they like? Do you know what they're up to?
Yes. The disciples, when they first arrived, we were pleased at their arrival. You see, the devil's disciples share our beliefs in our worship of the Sandpoint devil. I thought we would work together to bring his message throughout the pit and perhaps to the surface.
I'm
But-
walking up here, but keeping it casual.
But it sounds
But-
like you don't want to be living in the surface. These caves are your home, aren't they?
The closer to the surface, the less comfortable we become. They pushed us up from our home. They are big folk like you. They take up more space. And soon, they started to push us out of our living spaces and pushing us until we had nowhere to go but up. But you have dispatched more than half the goblins in this level. You have faced Lord Longfingers and lived. You have defeated Whipnugget. Surely you are avatars of he whose breath brings death.
Lumi
You-
like bashfully like twists her like little knee, or like her toes in the. He's like, oh, he shocks.
Aw,
Don't.
shucks.
You can go down below. You can eliminate the false prophets, the devil's disciples. You can clear our home. I will send word. The Whistlefangs will be your allies.
Lumi's actually nodding at this, and she's
Maybe
saying,
I'll be on our side.
whereabouts? That's deeper in the pits, yeah. Back, and then she kind of gestures with a thumb, back that way. Would you be able to show us?
You came in through the Devil's Platter, did you not?
From the surface, yeah.
That way goes deeper still. Further into the pit. The deeper you go, the more dangerous it gets.
I have another question, if you don't mind.
Ah,
Entertaining to talk. You're quite entertaining to talk to, and your wisdom is greatly appreciated here.
your flattery disgusts me. Please continue.
We encountered a very large, scary green beast. It looked like it had been imprisoned or captured. Was that your doing?
You speak of the Hodag.
Yes, the Hodag, yes.
That was Gerlong's doing. I suspect Tunch urged him on. Tunch fancies himself an expert taxidermist. I believe he thought that if Gerlong failed in his endeavors to tame the creature, that he could have it killed and stuffed. Or at least use parts of it. That creature killed Dingleberry.
I'm sorry for your loss.
It's not a loss. Trust me. Dingleberry was an idiot.
And Lumi's caught off guard by this.
You see,
And then
Rooster when Minargul says this. Cheese kind of lets out a little bit of a whistle, and shoulders slump, and you see that Cheese looks like he's kind of and Rooster has his arm around him like and Goblin like comforting him. Cheese and Dingleberry were probably related or friends or cousins or who knows.
Right, I was shipping them, but
Or lovers, yeah. Who knows, man?
All these things can be true at the same time.
Yep.
Yeah, they're goblins.
This is goblins.
You never know.
This is a goblin.
Nothing to do down here but each other. What are we gonna do?
do you know anyone that's in charge of these disciples? What are they like? What's their leader like?
I have not met their leader. Their leader is somebody they'd only spoke of. But I never actually saw this person. Sorry, I'm looking through my notes.
Typically, this would be when I would do an ad for Redbubble.com. But I only do one per show, so.
The name...
Let's get another paycheck.
Save the date for November 9th.
The name is right on the tip of my tongue.
Remember, the 9th of November.
Any other questions while I'm looking this up, or what's everybody else doing?
I am just standing there pretending like I'm looking at the bookshelf. And go, wow, is that real mahogany?
Apropos to nothing that's happening in this game, that did just make me think. You did the special pre-announcement before the ad, so you might want to do a plug at the end. For
No.
YouTube people.
They'll get it when we'll do it live on the air when we have the official announcement. That was a special if you were there at the beginning.
Ooh, secret.
Oh my gosh. So what's everybody else doing? Because I've got to find this name. And I'm going to say right now, Minargul cannot recall the name.
Yeah, Lumi's just trying to keep her distracted, keep talking to her.
I think
to buy time for everyone else.
When Minargul is talking about going deeper into the pit, Velynia kind of like looks back at the others at least, because she knows Lumi is working like diligently to keep focus on her. So I think Velynia looks back at the others to kind of gauge interest in going deeper into the pit, or whether we want to do that or go back first, take the cow back, rest up, go back to town, and then kind of regroup and then come back.
I'm sorry,
she's
was Velynia trying to relay all of that with her eyes?
No. I'm just like, I just
She's
want to
using
kind of
your
like,
thieves'
I
cats
look
on
and
us.
shrug. Yeah.
None of us were all like,
No.
what?
A system
What?
of small
No.
clicks.
I just kind of look and I like shrug at the mention of going deeper into the pit.
All of that's in the shrug.
Interest
Just,
post. Interest post.
Millie just kind of shakes
Yeah,
her
I kind of
head.
do the same thing. See, all of that information got across clearly. Millie knew.
It's like we're connected mentally, not
Yep.
just talking to each other.
Well,
out
we're
of
both
character.
half elves, right? That's perfect.
That's racist.
So, well, okay, sorry, Auvaren.
As
I can call it what I want.
as Minargul is trying to recall and is answering Lumi, the other goblins finish stacking the bodies in the corner.
I don't like this. I don't like this.
Minargul walks over to about here, and she's racking her brain, and she's tapping like the side of her head, really close to where her skull hat was, but still hasn't noticed that it's missing.
Oh God, should we put it back on her?
And
head?
she goes, Ah, yes, I just remembered his name. Jordis Munt. I knew you bastards were gonna do that. I didn't make up this name.
He got picked on, and now he runs a cult. You figure it out.
Bullying is
I
not
was
the right
going
answer.
to.
Jordis Munt.
I knew it when I was getting close to it. I was like, all right, I know it's something that they're going to make fun of, and I couldn't remember what it was. But so she says this name, and as she says this, Jordis Munt, she turns to that alcove with all of the piled up bodies in it. And she takes a deep breath and she starts to whistle. She places her tongue at the roof of her mouth, and you hear this sort of tritone whistle come through her teeth. And you see her eyes glow green for a moment. And then she goes, and a huge gout of flame shoots out of her mouth, and completely engulfing all of the bodies piled up in the corner.
Kyle.
And it
Tell me they don't,
completely
like, rise again.
immolating the entirety of them.
Ooh, that's acrid.
Oof. Smells like burnt hair.
They burn hot and fast, and she turns back towards all of you, and as the flames are sort of dying down, says, "So, do we have an accord? The whistle things will not only not harm you, but will aid you, and you will rid our home of the disciples."
Do you mind if, well, because like for the most part, I've been doing the talking, and I don't. It's not like I talk on the behalf of all my friends here. Would you allow us to have a little bit of a moment to convene and think about what you said? We won't take too long, of course. Just hashing out
Sidebar.
details, seeing if anyone
Sidebar.
has any other ideas.
Blah, blah, blah. Yes, you talk too much. Talk amongst yourselves. And she plops down in the chair, and as you all sort of convene, all of a sudden you hear, "Hey! Which one of you jackasses has my hat?" And she's turned to the goblins, and she is... All of a sudden, all of the goblins are frantically looking around. They're literally like picking up books and looking under them. She's looking under the desk. They're all looking around completely unaware, trying to find Minargul's hat.
Well, I'm in favor of going down and doing their bidding and having them be our allies, but I don't think we should go right now. We have to get that poor family's.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, just whispering over by the
Okay.
door, like I assume we're convening
Mhm.
like here-ish. And I would just say we have to get that poor family's cow back to them. And I wouldn't mind heading back to town for supplies and rest.
Yes, why don't
So-
we don't have to say we have to rest, but we can say we have to go back to town for more supplies.
How about, okay, I read this in a story one time about how, like, because, okay, I want to just make sure I get the impression from everyone that, like, we don't actually want to help out these goblins too much, right? Like, I'm just thinking because I'm often a bit too sympathetic in the group, and I don't trust my
Oh.
instincts here.
I look over at Natalin because somebody gave us a heck of a time about helping goblins once before.
Well,
Those were undead ones.
It's different.
You mean you look at Natalin at this point, and she's just like, she's got no problems with helping these people out.
trying to
The
figure out
mention
which
of
is
undead
worse or
goblins has
better.
her.
Trying to figure out which one's worse or better, goblins or cultists. 6 of one, half a dozen of the other.
Because as
Midwest
she was
wisdom.
saying, like, she just wants to live with her goblin kind clan here underneath the earth, away from the surface. What I was gonna suggest, though, because I read it one time in a story, and I thought it was particularly riveting in a plot development kind of way, where you say that you're gonna help them, and then that like leads to you being able to betray them later, where you act like they're reinforcements and don't come, and
Well, it is worth noting that if they do get to go to their home, the farther away they are from the surface, the farther away they are from civilization, from
see,
us.
that's what I was thinking. I wanted to make sure that we're all on the same page.
Well, we could just let them go.
I
If we
think-
cleared out their
About-
home for them, we could just let them go home.
And we must make it clear that if we decide to do this, alliance yes, fealty no.
Yes, I agree with that. They don't seem to be too harmful to me. I think the whole Lumi, I think the whole thing with the notes in the hat and the mind control, that may have just been superstition. I mean, that gentleman didn't seem to have all his wits about him, wouldn't you agree?
I'd like to see
I'm-
the two of
I'm
them
sorry.
together in a room.
I thought maybe it would give us the upper hand if she was trying to use her magics against us, and
Of course,
I had
it's
to
worth
act
checking.
quick. I had to act quick, and she gave me an opportunity, and I'm sorry that I messed it up.
No, you
no.
didn't. It's worth checking. We just checked, and there's no little slips of paper in there. You did help. You eliminated
Um,
an avenue, as it were. I think we should help them. I think we should say that we're going to help them, and we'll come back from town when we are resupplied and replenished. And
Well, I think that if we're doing something as big as liberating their home from, did they say how many cultists?
a whole group of them.
Well,
well, we are a whole group of them.
if we're doing
5 or
that, it
50.
feels like we should probably ask for something in return, a little quid pro quo. I don't think we won't bother you is enough.
I think also the "you won't bother us" on the surface is another thing we should probably ask for, because I think that I know that people in Sandpoint aren't really too fond of creatures like Minargul or creatures like me, and if word catches that we just let them exist, and they might use that against us the same way they used that against us back during the seance. And Lumi's just full on just having a little bit of a panic right now as she's blabbering. I have
I
We
have a
gotta make sure
question
that-
for you, Jacob. It's about Sandpoint lore
Sure.
in general. What is it? Which Lumi and Icselo would know, and Natalin, since they've lived in Sandpoint all their lives. I got the impression, I know that your Sandpoint's different than the book Sandpoint, but I always got the impression that the people of Sandpoint didn't necessarily like goblins, but they also didn't necessarily treat every single tribe as a scourge. Like, they mostly just, you guys stay over here, we'll stay over here kind of thing. Like,
I also got
what's
the impression that,
what's the general attitude of
So many-
Sandpointians towards goblins.
So many
your
Sandpoint families lost lives due to the goblin raid 20 years ago.
Yeah, the goblins in general. I would say that there are some people, and they tend to be on the younger side, that are too young to remember, or just weren't alive during that time. They're the ones that speak more openly about being kind or less offended by every goblin. But anybody who is a Sandpoint native who was around in the in that time, I'm gonna say the time of troubles. That's not what it's called. The
Late unpleasant.
the late unpleasantness. They absolutely. They might not say it out loud, but unless you mention it. And in fact, that seemed to be particularly some of the trouble when you were talking to the town council, was you were specifically talking about undead goblins or goblins. This is a town that, as Lumi said, has been very traumatized by goblins. You would be hard-pressed to find people that are willing to be tolerant.
What I'm hearing is little to no goblin sympathizers in Sandpoint.
Correct.
Okay.
So,
Well, I get the impression that the people of Sandpoint aren't too keen on most goblins also. So Lumi does drive a very good point there, that should word get out that we had an allegiance, we could end up in front of that council again.
We also must remember that the cow that we are to return was stolen by these particular.
Hold that thought.
While I understand,
Excuse me, Minargul.
Minargul?
Minargul. Is she like a Pokemon? Does she like just say her own name when she's like alerted? She's like, Minargul.
We have a clarifying question we need to ask. Did your goblins or Glorkus's goblins try to steal the cow from the neighboring farm?
I still have my sword out, just as a note.
You sound as though you are asking a question about a specific cow. The
Have to be a
goblins.
specific cow.
The goblins. Look, we have to eat. There's not a lot of food to be found down here unless you particularly care for spider meat. We occasionally source our beef from local farms.
Beef responsibly sourced.
It's a sort of involuntary farm to table arrangement.
You know, we get the meat and they get jack shit.
it's organic.
They grow more. They always have cows. Or goats or pigs. Some of them even have horses.
That has to stop. I lean to Lumi. I'm like, that has to stop.
All right, thank you.
I say,
Yeah.
in return for us helping them with the dirty dozen or whatever the fuck are down there, that shit has to stop.
We
They
need to
have
make them
leave.
promise to not attack us and raid. And if we catch wind that they're having these kinds of antics on the surface, well, they'll be in big trouble. We gotta make sure someone really, really strong and scary and wicked looking says that to her.
Icselo. I think that's a deal.
Sounds like we have a deal here.
Well, who wants to present it to them?
Oh no, sorry. We kind of got a little bit wrapped in the. We got a little stuck in the sauce here. We all said that we wanted to kind of put a little bit of a a breather on this and go bring the cow back and then come back?
Okay,
Yes.
here are
So
the points.
we can tell Minargul to rally her forces and we'll join tomorrow against.
Oh, I don't think they're joining us, dear. I think they're just sending us down.
They're
We are not. I do not want to have us do her dirty work. I think that we should have her help us.
I don't know how much help they could be to us, dear. Look at
Um,
them. And I would look at them, and they're still sobbing over Dingleberry, and just they seem kind of pitiful. I don't know that they could help us.
I agree with Lumi on this. Better to have them with us than behind us.
Or even ahead of us.
Or ahead of us.
They know these tunnels better than anyone.
And someone needs to get the word out that we're on their side. So having them come with us, I think, is...
Counterpoint. What if this is all an elaborate trick to get them behind us and more in front of us?
That?
Well, we're
Explain.
going to just take them out.
Well, we have a hodag on our side,
We do have a hodag on our side.
and we can. Well, and if any of those goblins act out of line, then Cruncher there will be our threat.
Right. I think this is all fair argument.
We tell her to rally her.
What do you think, guys? Any strong feelings one way or the other? Roll a die.
I have no strong feelings one way or the other.
Because Jake's rolling dice, so.
Sure am.
Yeah, I don't have any strong feelings on whether or not they come with us.
Thing is, we don't want to do this now, right? We want to go to the surface again. And
Yes.
okay. Well, I want to grab those books on our way out then too.
Yes. Go on, tell them.
Okay. She nods, feeling somewhat comfortable that she can relate this.
What is
He'll tug on the hem of Ixelo's tunic.
before you do that?
Oh God.
What is everybody's perception DC?
20.
Is that
That's
the
the
score
thing.
plus 10?
It's your perception
Yes,
plus
or-
10.
21.
19.
19.
19 as well.
And
I win.
there were a couple that had.
Mine is... sorry, mine is
20.
20 if it's a site-based thing.
Oh.
So nobody noticed.
Damn it.
Lumi, when you turn around, whoa! I keep trying to use the preview window. When you turn around, Minargul is standing right behind you.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh my God.
Lumi will eep in fright, and maybe that's why Lumi grabbed Ixelo's hem of the tunic to come with her, and she kind of grabs that out of instinct.
And Icselo,
She
you
jumps.
you see that Minargul is right in your space, right next, close enough that you can smell her.
Ew. Ew.
Her eyes are kind of
And
outwards, and she says Minargul.
she looks right at you, Lumi, and says, "What you do with it?"
Oh no.
Whistle thing. And she kind of rolls her eyes up, and the bat shifts on her head. Whistle thing tells me that you took my hat.
Oh no.
Lumi gulps. She's been caught in her cramp, so to speak. And then she kind of pauses and kind of realizes maybe that's an angle that she could go into it. And she's like, it was a prank. That was all. At least where I'm from, pulling little pranks, harmless little pranks on someone else is a sign of trust and a sign of good faith and helps you. Well, I didn't mean it as any
It's
kind
a
of insult or
custom. It's a
offense.
custom from the world above. Upon meeting a new person, it shows respect.
Friendliness shows friendliness and respect.
Make a lie check. And with Velynia's assist, you'll get a +2.
Oh, here! Millie pulls it out and tosses it to her.
That's going to be a 23 on
I got
the
a
deception.
27 to aid.
23.
Sorry,
Millie actually puts the tepid pocket that nobody wanted to eat into the hat to present it back.
She just puts out her head and then squishes on her skull.
This is also customary.
Return it.
So-
as a gift.
Minargul looks at you suspiciously. Still looking at you suspiciously, Lumi.
Mm-hmm.
Reaches out to Millie to take the hat. Places it on her head. The bat whistle fang scrambles up across the back and reseats. And she puts it on her head and kind of situates it.
Did you take the pastry out first?
Nope. And she's not broken eye contact with Lumi. And then she just goes,
Oh, that was for
and
eating before
breaks
you put the hair
into-
oil in it.
she breaks into just a very, like, classic Pathfinder goblin wide mouth grin. And she just goes, such a good prank.
Thank you. I'm glad it came across well. I was wondering how long it would take for you to notice.
Well, long enough that Butt Nugget and Wooster paid the price. And you see over there that both of them are sort of rubbing their butts like they got spanked or something.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Or maybe she cursed them.
Oh.
Who
She
knows?
used like the haft of her sickle staff, like the just to like smack them upside the.
A good old caning, a goblin caning.
Enlargement on only one butt cheek.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, right.
Hold on.
The worst.
I'm looking
my
to see. I'm looking to see if she has that. That would be amazing. Imagine using like Rev and Feeblement, but just to make somebody's leg fall asleep or their one butt cheek fall asleep.
Oh, God, the worst.
But not fully asleep, just to that point where it's like
Tingly and uncomfortable.
super hardcore pins and needles and feels like it weighs a ton. So yeah, that's all she wanted, and she's very happy about it. And you do notice that while Minargul hasn't acknowledged the tepid pocket, that Whistlewing is poking its head in through the eye sockets of the skull
It's like eating little pieces.
and
That's so
just
cute.
kind of checking it out.
So, we've come to a decision. We would absolutely help you take back your home from those disciples that kicked you out. We're gonna need your help taking down this foe. We'll join you at your side for this. My companions here, we need to take a little bit of time, go back to the surface and prepare for this, now that we know what kind of adversary waits us down below. And in the meantime, you can rally your forces, and all of your fellow goblin kin, to give them back to the home that they deserve. And we'll do this together. And in return, for helping you with this, we want you to promise us that because we got you your new home, you will not be coming up above the surface, onto the surface, and making a bad time of all the long, tall people on the surface. That includes stealing and eating and murdering cows and horses and goats and sheep and even chickens and all the other kinds of animals like that. And if we catch wind of you doing that, well, and then Lumi kind of like nudges Icselo. for the intimidating part.
I'm gonna kneel
Ooh.
and get eye level with her.
Ooh.
Or you can do it yourself.
First, I want you to make a intimidation check.
I would like to aid him by standing like he's kneeling down, but I'm standing right beside him and I'm glaring with my
Your eyeballs.
my eyeballs.
Okay, so what's the assist check again?
I think you just gotta beat a 10.
8.
Yeah,
Let me
Yeah,
let me look it
aid,
up.
and you
The
gotta-
yeah.
aid
Cari
reaction,
just did it. So, Natalin, you just need to make a
DC 15, and
Oh,
then
sorry.
between crit success or success, you add 2 or 1. Like on a crit, you add 2. Success, you add 1.
It's just a flat check,
Crit
though,
fail-
right?
No, it's use a
It's
skill. It's a skill roll.
Intimidation or whatever.
You make a skill roll against DC 15. Adding a +2 on a crit, +1 on a success, and a -1 on a crit failure.
Okay, so yeah, you're gonna make So you need to make an intimidation, Icselo, and you'll get the +2 bonus.
I rolled a 22.
Or sorry, you get a +1 bonus. You rolled a 22.
Plus 1, so 23.
Okay, 23 is just a success. So you have succeeded in intimidating Minargul. I need you to make a diplomacy check, Lumi.
Okay. Domain die, please.
Whoops. Sorry, ignore that. I hit the wrong button entirely.
That's going to be a 22 on the diplomacy
Okay.
without any circumstantial bonuses.
Okay, I just need to square up the domain dice real quick. Which
I'm
are...
quickly seeing if any of my talismans here help. Acrobatics, climb, grab an edge, crits, shove.
Would the fact that I just successfully intimidated her play into this at all?
Yes, your successful intimidation provides a +2 bonus to Lumi.
Sneak. Okay, so it'll go from a 22 to 24.
Which is just over what you would need
Nice.
for a successful diplomacy. It's a regular success. Sorry, this isn't Call of Cthulhu. It's a success. And you see Minargul kind of step back away from Icselo at first. And nervously is looking at Icselo and Lumi and quickly stealing glances at the rest of you, catching Natalin's eye.
She's looking at all these mean mugs, like going across. She gets to Millie, and Millie's just like,
and
Lumi's presenting as sincere, as in like she wants this deal to go through. Is what Lumi's expression is.
As she's looking at you, she does make just a real low whistle through her teeth. It almost sounds just like a normal exhale. And the rest of the goblins do move in cautiously back to their original sort of standing behind her.
"Oh,
Sorry, you were going to say something, Millie?
never mind. You go."
I agree. that while you are away on the surface, we will gather what other goblins we can. And we will assist you in any way that we can. But we are going to have to discuss other arrangements. You cannot prevent us from going to the surface. You would starve us and kill us.
I'm not preventing you from going to the surface, since, well, as you said, everyone needs to eat. But you can't be stealing and butchering farm animals and pets. There's so many other animals that you can partake in. I'll even show you the different kinds if you want. The foxes, they're kind of like dogs, but smaller and easier to catch. There's birds, there's pheasants, and there's owls, and there's these big... Oh, and there's even the wild pigs.
There's
and
boars and elk and bear and this.
rabbits.
Rooster leans forward and whispers something to Minargul. And then she kind of nods and she points right at Millie. What about that? Can we eat
No,
that?
is a pet.
And she's pointing at Monte Cristo.
Monte Cristo, no!
Can we eat that?
This would be considered in the pets category. Just like yours. And she points to the bat.
Oh. And she turns around and she smacks Rooster. She doesn't say anything, she just smacks him. And he just kind of...
He rubs his cheek.
We'll make you a chart as reference material.
A chart? What is a chart?
It'll have pictures that you can reference to see what you're allowed to take and what you are not.
There's like two columns. One has a smiley face, the other one has an X.
Oh, yeah. Very universal, like
a goblin with a thumbs up, smiling, and a goblin with a thumbs down, frowning.
Minargul
Yes, exactly.
looks at you, Lumi. Spits in her hand and holds it out to you.
And as gross as she finds this, she will mimic it. She will make a little wad of spit, and of course, lizards have a hard time spitting compared to goblins. And she'll like end up like not being able to spit, and she'll like lick her hand and go for the handshake.
And now you have sepsis. I'm just kidding.
Jesus.
No, I'm not putting it back in my mouth. God.
I know. Oh, God. We're hand sanitizing this immediately.
2 days later, there's a fungus. What's happening?
Oh my God. Ooh, ooh.
You have successfully made an accord with the Whistlefang tribe as represented by Minargul.
Did it. We did it. All right. Well, in that case, I think we'll be taking our leave, everyone. Lumi, you said you wanted to grab those books before we went?
Oh, yeah. Let me just.
What was your
squeeze past it?
What was your method by which you were going to transport the books?
I have like 4 sacks.
Yeah, muscles.
Yes, each of us takes some.
Okay, it's a lot of books.
I have like 4 sacks, so I figure like
apparently we're coming
each
back.
carry one of them. Like we just need to take what's incredibly value and won't burn, just in case.
I think what Lumi was going to do is going to probably spend more time than her companions would like. Actually, kind of like going through the books and like categorizing, like, oh, I definitely want to take this one, and this one can wait till a second trip.
This is like
kind
a
of
little kid. Like
prioritizing.
you can pick 3.
Yeah. You can only fill 4 bags of books. I'm like, oh.
Oh man.
I'm gonna go and check on Crunchy.
I'll come with you.
The goblins begin to they don't get in your way. I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of that. The goblins don't get in your way, but they are scoping the rest of this room out, and you can see Minargul's already she's kind of sitting back in the chair and wiggling her butt around and pressing into the sides of it, and this particular area they seem to be inclined to make their primary space now.
And I think that, like, as she's collecting books and the goblins are lounging and loitering about, Lumi will say, and these books, since we are the ones that we took out Rip Nugget, we're claiming all of these books as ours. And that means that you can't burn them, you can't rip them, and you can't poop on them. They're ours.
The big three.
Yeah.
Were all these books like occult tomes, or were they just like books
They're like
gathered by...
super old Thessalonian books, I believe.
So, yeah, the books...
For 10,000.
Anything that was of any value was basically already stacked on and around the desk. Anything else that's in the room is easily determined that it's either too terribly ruined to be of use or value, or just illegible or otherwise unusable.
I just added to the loot sheet earlier this morning assorted Thessalonian books regarding Hellstorm focus. ID'd yes ? Because Jake told us, but only Lumi.
Yeah,
really
I'm not
knows
gonna.
what they're about.
I'm not gonna give you a full list of book titles.
No.
And then what is it? Jake did say they have an intrinsic value if we choose to sell them, but never specified what that value was. So the value's in there as forgot to say.
Oh, 80.
Oh, there we go.
I think that, like, as Lumi's like gathering these books and like realizing the important ones are on the desk, and she's still like kind of like perusing the other shelves, and as I said, like, they're like unhelpful books or they're destroyed or whatnot. I think a book will catch her eye as like completely like off topic, but like, oh, this is interesting. Like, this is just like a cookbook or something, or something like, you know,
How to serve
something
man.
completely random, something, or a little.
I will.
Lumi finds
in
a
the
Thessalonian smut.
Yes.
I will note that when you told them they're not allowed to burn them,
Lumi blush.
they're not allowed to burn them or throw them away or poop on them. You do see in the corner, Butt Nugget was just pulling down his trousers to squat over a stack of books.
Jesus Christ.
It was like, ah.
Ah.
Anybody who would like to, in particular, now that you're moving more around the room, but also since Minargul scourged the or immolated the bodies in the this area here on this platform, you can better see that it's a black stone platform edged in gold runes adorned with a gold inlaid sahedron or seven-pointed star. If anybody would like to, you can make a identify magic attempt on these platforms.
And Jake, what is the name of the Thessalonian erotica that I found?
Too fast, too furious. That, man, there's
Well,
so many
it's
options.
probably, I'm going to say it's book 3 of a 5-volume set of Thessalonian Romantasy.
Ooh.
And it's called
Lumi's got a mini quest now.
The Fire Between Her Thighs.
Oh,
Yes! Yes!
Lumi grabs one off the shelf, kind of like looks it over and like kind of confused, like thinking, like, oh, the fire, right? Just kind of thinking, oh, that's something about the Hellstorm flume. She like opens a page, and everyone else see her eyes kind of go wide and her cheeks like begin to blush. And she snaps the book closed and tucks it into the bag of other books.
Incredible.
She will not be selling that book. She is going to be keeping it for her personal possessions.
Down in the
I'm
other
adding
room
it. I'm adding it to my inventory.
down in the other room where it's just me, Velynia, and Crunchy.
Yes.
Millie's kind of scritching Crunchy on the head, and she'll tend to any new wounds that he might have.
Pretty superficial, but you're able to easily tend to those. I didn't even dock them on the
Okay.
on
And,
her hit bar, health bar.
Millie's gonna turn to Velynia and go, so slight obstacle I hadn't considered when we made our little alliance here.
Yes.
But we do have the whole issue of Crunchy Girl here enjoying eating goblins.
That's very true. I thought we were going to possibly let her out.
I think that we're probably going to have to do that, which means that we're not going to be able to rely on her assistance when we go back down.
Well, I mean, you win some, you lose some. I think we'll be fine. We
Who
are
knows?
very strong.
Maybe she'll be happy and delighted at the farm.
She might be happy and delighted at the farm, or just in nature. Plus, we have Mr. Tall, Dark, and not much to say. Perhaps he will help us. I'm sure he will add to the our strength as a group. We'll be fine.
He's been quite handy with that sword and shield of his. I'm pretty impressed so far.
He has.
So,
I...
do you think before we leave we should have words with Mr. Taxidermy about the misinformation he provided us? Or just nah?
I think nah. I think we leave them all to their own sad green little ends down here.
Not that Millie just keeps scratching on Crunchy. That's all I got.
I keep looking kind of concerned back down the tunnel, like listening for any like side of trouble, like waiting for the gang to continue to follow us.
I think
oh, go ahead.
as you do this, there's like this ominous like shuffling of like something large moving through this hallway, and it kind of is like enough to put your hand on your sword, and it's Icselo carrying fucking huge ass bags of books.
And like just as we're talking about how helpful he's been, we see him like just pulling this down the hall. He's like, "Oh, speak of the devil."
Lumi's holding a big book. She's like teetering side to side because it's just as heavy as she is.
Natalin's got a sack, but it's not nearly as big as the one.
If Icselo has multiple bags, I would take one. I would take one from him.
There you go.
Of course. Well, everyone.
Yours is
Onward
just full
and-
of bricks.
It's like, this is not books. And I like put it over my shoulder and like, oh, onward and upward, everyone.
Just like a bunch of broken shit from the roof.
And I probably won't discover it until we get back to the surface, and I like huff, let it down, and it falls open, and then I
Just
will
trash. It's a trash bag.
Yeah, it's garbage. It's heavy garbage.
Lumi looks around at her companions carrying all these bags of books for her. And she's like, thanks everyone for indulging and taking all those books back. It means a lot to me.
Well, these are important tomes, Lumi. I mean, it's not like we think you're bringing back to the surface a bunch of smut or anything.
Of course not. No, these are all important for research.
Of course. All right, everyone, shall we go?
Is it your intention then that you are going to make your way back to the central pit, go to the surface,
Yes, we're
And
going to
head to Trennel
I
Farm.
don't necessarily want us to do all of this mechanically, but we'll have to, reason out a way to get past all the fucking traps. in
I
that
will
room.
remind everyone.
You already identified all the traps.
Mm-hmm.
But for Crunchy.
For
You
Cruncher.
gotta take the Cruncher.
We want to let Cruncher out.
Who was it?
Oh, Lumi's not taking Cruncher with her. She's back there.
Who was it that remembered? Who was it? I think there was only two of you that went into the taxidermy workshop where Tunge and Sausage were.
Me and Velynia.
Lumi.
Lumi and Velynia actually went in and engaged.
You
Lumi
stayed
was
in the
doorway.
hall.
Yeah, you were out in the back a couple of steps.
Velynia and Lumi.
Is the carved wooden wang the deactivation trigger?
I want you both to roll me just a flat D20 check.
13.
5.
So, okay. Continue on. I just wanted to see if you noticed something.
Oh, good. And
I mean, Tamiko figured it out, but you guys don't recall it. I'm surprised you even remembered the wang.
How could we forget after your colorful description?
How could we forget the wang?
So, yeah, I mean, it's a little tricky, and there's probably a little bit of a snafu with Cruncher setting off a trap, getting webbed up, and then trying to back away from it and setting off another trap. And it's a little hectic, but you're able to get all disentangled and get out of this space. And
Are we gonna do like the 90s?
I said carved wooden wang a little too loudly, and my windows open right when people were walking.
I love that.
Are we gonna have to do like the 90s movie with Cruncher? Be like, go on, get out of here. I don't want you anymore. Do you hear me? I don't want you anymore.
No, because you guys all make your way to the surface of the pit, and the whole time you're making your way through and you're climbing up, Cruncher would like climb up, run up ahead of you a little bit and kind of stop and look back, always waiting primarily for Millie. And then Cruncher quickly clambers up the last ladder up to the Devil's Platter and stands nearby waiting for Millie to climb the ladder and appear.
Oh my god, dude, I'm gonna cry.
And then as soon as all of you are up out of the pit, Cruncher comes running up to you, Millie. And in that sort of giant lizard way, and sort of butts up against you a little bit, turns so that her flank is pressing against you, and then her tail sort of wraps around your leg. She flicks her tongue out a couple times, and then with that same sound of the lizard that Obi-Wan rode in the Star Wars prequels, she just suddenly scrabbles off into the distance across the Devil's Platter. You hear her sounds sort of echoing, and then you watch for a few minutes until she disappears over the curve of the plateau, vanishing out of sight. I think what we see next is all told excuse me, all told that
What's
was all told
Jake's going through the change.
all told I believe you guys have been down in this pit for maybe 3 or 4 hours at this point.
Oh wow.
So Icselo for like 2 extra.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, Icselo came in
2
there maybe
days
an
and 3
hour or so
hours.
ahead of time, just waiting. there's probably like a deleted scene somewhere of Icselo just sitting quietly at the foot of that statue, and every time he hears a sound, looking up, like, damn it.
It's me sitting at the statue with legally distinct Apple phone.
Yeah, right.
I just hear like the tick tick tick.
Damn it.
So by now, at this point, it's well into the late afternoon. By the time you make it along the path to where the Trennel farm is, as you approach, in fact, I think we see, as you all are climbing down the Devil's Platter, sort of the next scene cinematically we see is the sun low, but not all the way towards sunset, over the Trennel farm, as we see the family. The kids are running around in the yard, doing some chores, the youngest playing, and it is Bryn, the eldest, the 16-year-old, the one who was sort of leaning against the fence, kind of looking worried when you first encountered him. Still holding vigil at the fence to the entrance to their property. But he suddenly takes off his hat and sort of waves it in the air and calls.
Disappointed because we're coming back without a cow.
Oh,
there's no sign of that. In fact, he calls back. We don't quite hear what he says when Tavi and Ellis come running out. Ellis, of course, is the 9 or 10-year-old blonde with the
chicken.
With the chicken, yes, he has the pet chicken, and I'm trying to remember. It was Morella. Seems to have her leg wound bandaged up, and sort of limps out onto the front porch as Lene sort of comes out and it's kind of looking like this, and also begins waving, and we just see this sort of high angled wide shot as your party shows up to the Trennel farm, welcomed warmly by Lene, Morella, and their 3 adopted children. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
That's amazing. I will remind everyone, if we sleep here, some of us are due for a dream because of the pool.
Yep. That's actually, thank you for reminding me, something I can...
How many hours was it back to Sandpoint itself? It was like a 4-hour trip?
No, it was like maybe an hour or two.
Okay. Because my idea was that we like borrow a cart from the farm.
Yeah,
in
it's
exchange
not
for the cow.
unfeasible. It's not unfeasible for us to return tonight.
It's not infeasible, but
They said they wanted to feed us.
good luck getting out without
have
having
supper.
dinner.
dinner
So
and that
you can
kind of-
expect that you're probably going to spend at least a couple hours at the farm, unless you blatantly tell them that you can't, which is fine.
Don't want to be rude.
It'd be nice to drop off the books. It'd be nice to drop off the books at back in Sandpoint.
Who are the dreamers again? Remind me. It was Velynia,
Me, Lumi as well.
Lumi,
And Natalin.
And Natalin.
and Natalin, but
Natalin
different.
done failed.
Yeah, Natalin failed.
Okay. I knew that, and it's in the notes, but I wanted to make an extra note as I prepare. So, my mind went blank. I was about to start narrating something. I'm like, wait, you already ended the session.
Do you want to do the cow homecoming next session?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah. I want to give you guys a chance to role play out this scene a little bit, and then determine if you're going to stay for dinner, if you're going to stay the night, if you're going to head home to Sandpoint, and have time to prep, of course, for either eventuality, and see what happens. So, I was going to say, if you weren't here at the beginning, you missed it, which is actually true, but also this wasn't on the VOD. I'm going to say it really quick right now. So if you're staying all the way to the end, you get an extra bonus treat, because it's not an official announcement, but we did announce, save the date for November 9th. That is a Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern for the next Legends of Eleonora charity celebrity D&D event, DM'd by Todd Stashwick and featuring some Star Trek guests such as Eugene Cordero, Melissa Navia, Terry Matlin, and Jerry Ryan. That's right, 7 of 9. All of them stellar cast, and you'll notice I only named 4 players. That's because, just like every previous game, there will be 2 seats open that you could have a chance to sit in. In this, you don't have to be you don't have to have $8,000 sitting around to buy a seat to sit here, because we are not auctioning them. We are doing a sweepstakes. That's right. We'll have information in the next couple weeks where you can enter the sweepstakes for as little as $25. You can have a chance to sit at this table. Obviously, you can spend more money. All of the money is going to benefit the charity, the Pavlov Foundation, to fight childhood cancer. You can buy as many tickets as you want, and we're also gonna have where you purchase the tickets for the sweepstakes, where you can also get special Legends of Eleonora coffee mugs, t-shirts, posters, all of it going to benefit the Pavlov Foundation. And then I believe a week before the actual event, we are going to have possibly a live stream, but we will have an announcement as to who the winners of the sweepstakes are for those seats. So make a note of that. Save the date. Another awesome D&D charity event coming. Thank you to everybody. As always, if you subscribed, resubscribed, cheers, Scholtens C2, towards 7210, Tamiko ahoy, Baron hitting 26 months,
Ooh, months
on the subscribing, so thank you for that. Of course, earning those domain dice, the domain dice.
Oh, hey, special mention. Lunchbox hit 12 months. That's a year.
Ooh, that's a
Oh
year.
yeah, look at that.
Yeah, it's a year.
Look at that, 1 year. Lunchbox, of course, the fantastic artist of all of our amazing character art tokens here. The character art you see in the intros, all of that done by Lunchbox. Thank you to everybody hanging out in chat. I don't always get to see what's going on in there, but I always appreciate seeing the conversations taking place. If you are somebody that likes to lurk quietly in the chat, or maybe you're watching later with us on the VOD, know that we appreciate you as well, and hope you are enjoying our game presentations. Finally, as always, a huge thank you to these amazing players, now Doomslayers. Thank you, the incredible Vi, Kaeryn, Tamiko, Cari, and Baron, without whom this would just be me talking to myself for a couple hours. With that, we're going to go ahead and end the stream the same way we end every stream, and you can say it with me if you want. MTD
Go.
Minargul.